Hi, it's Kim Darwaza here, your Northern Virginia realtor. And today I'm going to go off topic a little bit. Normally I speak about real estate issues, but I spent a lot of time this summer. I went to She Rocks the Hill and I got to see a ton of successful women, both representatives and women who work on the Hill. And something that's just been irking me for, I guess, over a year now. And with going to a lot of these seminars, it just really was a subject I want to talk about. And that is, why are we dumbing our daughters down to get an all-star cheerleading trophy? And this only refers to all-star cheerleading. This does not refer to high school cheerleading. High school cheerleading is a potpourri of different levels and that kind of thing. But there's been this trend in the all-star cheer industry that I just think is detrimental to our daughters' future success. And I'm going to get into why I think that. So to give you a little background, because not everybody knows about cheer, you're assigned a team generally based on your tumbling level. So that would be level 1 if you don't have any tumbling, level 2 if you can do back handspring, 3 if you can do a tuck, and so on and so forth. So the trend, which when my daughter was 8 years old, she was on a level 2 team, and I remember going to a competition in New Jersey, and I remember the girls, after they would see their competitors, they would go watch the level 5 teams, because the Y5 teams, there's not many girls that are on level 5, and they thought, they thought they were so great. So what we noticed was that half the girls on this level 5 team were also on the level 2 team, which at the time, I think they've made a rule now, like you can only go down 1 or 2 levels. So at the time I thought, well, this is crazy. That's not fair. They would have these things called crossovers, or they'd be on multiple teams. And I thought, well, gosh, this is kind of an unfair advantage, but whatever. But it gets worse. So now the trend is, it was interesting because I came back to the gym, and one of my friends from the gym was like, well, I found out how they win. And I said, well, how do they win? And she's like, my friend just moved to Colorado, and her daughter has a layout, which is level 4 and a standing tuck, and they put her on a level 2 team. So they basically put her down 2 levels on a team, so their teams will be very strong and they'll win. So I had heard of that. Well, now it's just becoming very prominent across the board. So my daughter, I'm going to talk about mainly, is my daughter who's in 8th grade. A year ago, she had thrown 3 skills at a tryout, which in the past would have been more than enough to be put on the level 3 team. But they put her on level 2, which was totally annoying to me and very upsetting her, because she had tried so hard to get those skills all year long. And come to find out, it wasn't her that was just singled out. The entire team had level 3 skills for the most part, and they were all put on level 2. So we changed gyms because I just didn't feel like that was really great for her self-confidence. So we switched gyms, and my other daughter, who through her level 2 skills, she has a lot of health problems, but she threw her level 2 skills, and they put her on level 1, and we're like, of course, we're not doing that. So they both went to the same gym, and they put them on the teams that they should be on. So, but what I found out from this is my daughter, who had, been put down on level 1, she totally thrived. She wound up tumbling in the front of the routine in the beginning. She tumbled multiple times. It's kind of like tennis. You don't get better at tennis by playing with people who are worse than you. You get better by playing with people who are better than you. And I'm not suggesting putting people on teams that they don't have the skills for. I'm not suggesting that at all. So I guess what my whole thing is, I went on Capitol Hill and I saw some representatives, and I've been watching these podcasts that Sophia Amoruso does, and she wrote the book Girl Boss. And so I have been doing a lot of research. I've listened to some Katie Couric's, Sheryl Sandberg. She's the COO of Facebook. She wrote Lean In, and I think it's called Option B, and she's got a TEDx that's amazing that you should listen to if you have daughters. And basically, the common theme is that if a man has 50% of the qualifications for a job, he will apply. Where a woman will just say, I don't have the skills, I'm not gonna apply. And the CEO of Burton Snowboards, which is a female, she said, you know, when they wanted to make me CEO, I kept saying, I'm not ready, I don't have the skills, but they pushed her and she did it. And so to me, with our sport, as we're pulling our daughters down, instead of putting them in an uncomfortable position, we're just training their brains. And I'm looking at the bigger picture here, that they're saying, well, I'm not good enough. I shouldn't try. I shouldn't be uncomfortable. And you need to do that to have career growth. I mean, if someone came in to interview with me for a job and said, well, I have these skills, but you know, I'm only going to perform at this level because I don't want to do too much, and I just want to, you know, who on earth would hire that person? No one would. And that's essentially what we're doing with this cheerleading fiasco, as far as I'm concerned. And it's a trend. And I'm not at a gym that participates in this. I want to make that very, very clear. But these other gyms, and it's becoming a widespread problem. And this is a sport that is dominated by girls. And so the one sport that we dominate, we're bringing our daughters down, and I just don't get it. And as of right now, more women are getting college degrees and more women are PhD candidates than men. So we should have more of the upper level jobs. Why are there more male CEOs? Because we're telling our daughters, you're not good enough. Don't try. Don't push yourself. This is exactly the message we are sending to them by, you know, doing this with our activities. Now, I don't know if this happens in other sports or not, but it's definitely a cheerleading problem. I have no idea. I mean, this is the only sport we do, so I have no idea. But, you know, it goes back to the whole thing. Girls are called bossy, men are called leaders. Women are told they're too aggressive at work. A man is never told he's too aggressive at work. They're just told that that's normal and that's what they should be doing. And I just think, you know, at this age, like I've said, we are setting the bar for that. So anyways, it's a proven fact that U.S. companies that have the U.S. companies with more women and minorities in leadership are more profitable, and that's just a statistic. So I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. I mean, I saw there's this great representative, Beatty from Ohio. She is, as Lauren said, she is totally savage. Through She Rocks the World, we go to this thing and see her, and she says, when women succeed, America succeeds. And so I just think, you know, as a sport and as moms and dads or whatever, we need to get control of this situation before it gets more out of hand, because it's just not a problem with gyms here. Another friend of mine just moved to Denver. Same thing happened to her daughter. She was on level 2 for 2 years at Cheer Time, level 2 for a year and a half at Maryland Twisters, and at this gym in Denver, they decide, oh, we're going to put you on level 1 because we just want, you know, we just want everyone to be confident in their skills. I mean, it makes no sense. So anyways, I think that's all I had to write down because I had so many points, and I ran this by like 3 of my friends. One's an attorney, one's a lobbyist, and one has some kind of job that's way over my head and I can't understand. So I ran this by them. I originally posted it on YouTube, and people started watching it. I know it's a little controversial. A lot of people aren't going to agree with me, but you know, whatever. And I'd love to do a podcast. I would love to, you know, sit around and have people with varying viewpoints. And you know, I think it's just an issue we really need to wrangle and get a hold of. But anyways, thanks for watching. I see a lot of people have checked in, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, feel free to put a comment below. Even if you don't agree with me, that's fine. I value everyone's opinion. So Thanks for watching and have a great day.